State lawmakers are heading back to Raleigh next month with a major piece of unfinished business, passing a new state budget after missing the deadline last year. Governor Stein laid out a $1.4 billion proposal this morning. It includes raises for state employees and funding for Medicaid, which is on the verge of running out of money. Tax cuts, pay raises, and funding for various local projects have kept lawmakers from agreeing on one budget.
I'm hoping that we're at a point in the political cycle where we can put our differences and political disputes behind us and put to the front what is going to help the people of North Carolina.
And unlike the federal government, North Carolina does not shut down its government when no budget is passed. Instead, the state continues operating on the funding levels approved in the last budget.